Coldness from a stranger is unpleasant, but coldness from your own adult child is a physical blow. It freezes the heart. If you are over 50 and find yourself on the receiving end of icy one-word answers, dismissive glances, or a palpable emotional distance from the child you once held in your arms, you know the devastating confusion it brings. You ask, why are they doing this? Do they hate me? But before you spiral into despair, stop. This coldness is a signal, but it is likely not the one you think it is. Today, we use the profound insights of Viktor Frankl to decode this painful behavior, revealing the hidden meanings behind the ice and showing you how to warm your own life again, regardless of the temperature of your relationship. By the time you reach 50, you have learned to handle life's sharper edges, but the coldness of an adult child is a blade that cuts through all your defenses. You expected the relationship to mature into a warm, easy friendship. Instead, you feel like you are walking on eggshells, tolerated rather than celebrated. The air in the room changes when you enter. Your questions are met with defensiveness. Your attempts at connection hit a wall of indifference. This treatment is deeply destabilizing. It makes you question your entire history as a parent. Was I too strict, too lenient? Did I smother them? Did I neglect them? The guilt is overwhelming. You feel trapped in a dynamic where you are constantly auditioning for their affection and constantly failing. However, Viktor Frankl, who studied the human spirit under the most extreme conditions of suffering, teaches us that behavior is rarely just about the immediate stimulus. It is about the search for meaning, the struggle with existence, and the defense of the self. The coldness you are experiencing is not necessarily a verdict on your love. It is often a symptom of their own internal winter. This video will guide you through 5 powerful insights that will help you stop taking the coldness as a personal attack and start seeing it as an existential signpost, one that points the way to your own emotional freedom and dignity. The coldness as a defense mechanism, not an attack. When someone treats us coldly, our ego screams, "Attack!" We feel assaulted by their indifference. But Frankl invites us to look deeper into the motivation. In many cases, coldness is not a sword, it is a shield. Your adult child is likely navigating the turbulent waters of midlife, career, pressures, relationship struggles, financial fears, or the crushing weight of their own unfulfilled expectations. They are in the tragic triad of pain, guilt, and death. When a person feels overwhelmed or fragile, they instinctively put up walls. They conserve emotional energy. They become cold not because they want to hurt you, but because they don't have the warmth to spare. Furthermore, you represent a specific threat to their fragile autonomy. As their parent, you have the unique power to make them feel like a child again. If they are struggling to feel like a competent adult, your presence, even your loving, helpful presence, can trigger feelings of inadequacy. They treat you coldly to keep you at a distance, to prevent you from seeing their vulnerability, or to stop themselves from slipping back into dependency. Recognizing this changes everything. You realize, they aren't freezing me out because I am bad. They are freezing me out because they are scared. This insight transforms your hurt into compassion. It allows you to stop banging on the door demanding entry. You can stand back and say, I see you are protecting yourself, and I respect your need for space. This shift de-escalates the tension. When you stop attacking their wall, they often feel safe enough to lower it, even just a little. The projection of the existential vacuum. Frankl coined the term existential vacuum to describe the feeling of inner emptiness that plagues modern life. Many adult children are suffering from this vacuum. They have the job, the house, the partner, but they feel hollow. They are bored, anxious, or cynical. In family dynamics, this internal dissatisfaction often gets projected onto the safest target, the parent. It is psychologically easier to be angry at you for how you raised me than to be angry at themselves for how I am living. The coldness you feel is the chill of their own existential draft. They are projecting their unhappiness onto you. They might treat you with disdain because you represent the system or the values they are currently questioning. If you are happy, settled, or traditional, your very existence might irritate their internal chaos. They punish you for your stability. If you don't ignore this but understand it, you liberate yourself. You realize this coldness is not about me. It is about their battle with life. You refuse to accept the projection. You hold your own boundary. You say internally, I am not the cause of your unhappiness and I cannot be the cure. This protects your self-esteem. You can remain warm in your own life, even if they are shivering in theirs. The trap of hyper-reflection. When we are treated coldly, we become obsessed with ourselves. We analyze our every move. Did I talk too much? Did I chew too loudly? Was my gift not good enough? Frankl called this hyper-reflection, an excessive focus on the self that leads to paralysis. This hyper-reflection makes you awkward. You walk on eggshells, which actually makes the dynamic worse. Your child senses your anxiety, your walking on eggshells energy, and it annoys them. It feels like emotional neediness. It confirms their bias that you are too much. The insight here is to practice dereflection. Stop looking at yourself, stop monitoring your performance as a parent. Instead, turn your focus outward. Focus on the meal you are eating, the movie you are watching, the other people in the room. When you stop trying to perform perfectly to avoid their coldness, you become authentic again. You relax. And strangely, an authentic, relaxed parent is much harder to treat coldly than an anxious, hovering one. By ignoring your own neurotic self-scrutiny, you break the cycle. You give them nothing to push against. If you wish to support this work, the thanks button is there for you. Thank you for being here. The freedom to choose. Your attitudinal values. You cannot force them to be warm. You cannot force them to be kind. But Frankl reminds us of the ultimate human freedom, the freedom to choose our attitude. If you respond to their coldness with your own coldness, retaliation, the relationship enters an ice age. If you respond with begging, submission, you lose your dignity. But there is a third way, the way of tragic optimism and dignity. You can choose to remain warm, regardless of their weather. You can be the climate controller of your own heart. You decide, I am a loving, warm, kind person. I will greet you with a smile. I will ask how you are. If you give me a one-word answer, I will accept it with grace and move on. I will not let your mood dictate my character. This is powerful. It shows them that you are not emotionally dependent on their approval. It models emotional maturity. It says, I love you, but I am solid. Over time, this consistency is the most effective way to melt ice. It removes the power struggle. You aren't trying to change them. You are simply being yourself. The call to fill your own cup. Finally, the coldness hurts most when you are thirsty. If you are looking to your child to fill your emotional cup, to give you validation, excitement, or purpose, then their coldness is a threat to your survival. Frankl urges us to find meaning in multiple areas of life: work, love, courage, art, nature. The insight here is that you must fill your own cup elsewhere. If you come to the relationship fully hydrated, happy with your hobbies, engaged with your friends, stimulated by your own life, their coldness matters less. It is a disappointment, yes, but not a disaster. You can shrug it off. Oh, they're in a mood today, that's a shame. Anyway, I have my book club tonight. This resilience is magnetic. When you stop needing them to be your source of warmth, you become less heavy to them. You become a peer, an equal, a person with a life. This shift often intrigues the adult child. They see you not as the needy parent, but as the interesting individual. This curiosity is often the first step back toward warmth. The coldness of an adult child is a painful winter season in the life of a parent over 50. But Viktor Frankl teaches us that even in winter, we can kindle a fire. By understanding the coldness as a defense, refusing to accept their projections, stopping the trap of hyper-reflection, choosing a dignified attitude, and filling your own cup with meaning, you can survive the chill. You realize that your warmth is not dependent on their reflection. You are a sun, not a moon. You generate your own light. And in doing so, you keep the possibility of a thaw alive. Now, I turn this over to you. How have you handled the coldness? Have you found ways to stay warm in your own life despite the chill? Please share your experiences in the comments below. Your wisdom could be the spark that warms another parent's heart today. If this video helped you find clarity, please like it and share it with someone who needs this message. And subscribe to our channel to join a community of resilience and hope. You are not alone.